welcome everyone here to the Nordic Takedown. That's the right name, right?
That is the right name. You're good.
It's Adam here, or I'm so humble, together with Jason, or as he likes to be called, the Captain. So, how are you doing today, Captain?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Tired. I've been to Gothenburg and back. But good.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Work or pleasure?
Work. But I enjoy my job, so a little bit of
Ah,
pleasure as well.
a little bit
Yeah.
of both.
So it's good
Cool.
to say. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, waking up at 5:30 a.m. doesn't really sound like pleasure.
No,
But
it's kind of
yeah.
inhumane, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I know, right? I know,
In
right?
my opinion, some people
How are
like
you?
it, but they are
Yeah.
disturbed.
Yeah. How are you
Um,
doing?
I'm doing pretty well, pretty well.
Cool.
Excited to
Recovered?
talk a little bit about Unlimited. Also had
Yeah.
a
Cool.
late work day today, so good
Ah,
to switch
cool.
off.
Have you recovered from your release weekend?
Yes, I
You
have.
have.
I have. It was cut short a bit, so we only played Friday and Saturday instead of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So
Oof.
still have
Ah,
some
harsh.
energy.
You still got a full day extra than I did. So
Yeah. So
excellent. Cool. Yeah. Cool. So quick question before we go on though. Did you
yeah,
enjoy the intro to the podcast that
I
is
think
now
so.
there?
Yeah, I
Because
think
you
so.
you didn't know anything about this until we released this.
I had no idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I like it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. It'd
uh,
be interesting to see what listeners think as well.
yeah,
Just so everyone knows, when we recorded the last episode, when we decided to do this podcast, we don't have an artwork yet. That will come. I'm
yeah.
just working with people to try and get some really kind of cool, kind of esports style logo or something
Yeah.
really cool coming out. So we got a placeholder there. We didn't have intro music, outro music. We didn't have hosting. We didn't have anything set up.
No.
And so I managed to do that within like a couple of days to get that out before the weekend. So, this is very work in progress, but we will be up there hopefully with some of the best.
Yeah.
We hope.
Like
yeah.
we're working with scraps. I have a
Yeah.
broken headphone and a
Yeah,
camera
exactly.
that
So
pulls out.
we will probably be doing a Patreon soon in order
Yeah.
to replace Adam's headset and microphone.
Exactly.
Because it is taped up with, I think, is that masking tape?
It's close to. It's close to.
Yeah. Okay. So so we are poor and in need of that because we spent all our money on the Star Wars Unlimited cards.
Yes.
Because to be fair, if you didn't spend money on Star Wars Unlimited cards, you probably could have bought yourself a new headset
Yeah, for
and
sure.
a really good streaming mic.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think I've spent already 400 euros or something around that.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think I would
Yeah.
have gotten solid equipment for that kind of money.
Exactly. But then we wouldn't have anything to talk about because you wouldn't
Exactly.
have your cards. Yeah. There
Yeah.
we go. Yeah. Cool. So what did you do for your release weekend?
So basically, me and two friends were supposed to crack 3 boxes each, and we also had like two pre-release kits that we bought from Mindstage in Gothenburg. So they sent it to me. So we played for those packs.
Yeah.
Like we did some sealed
Nice. Yeah.
with our new
Yeah.
boxes and stuff. Then later that day, one of us got sick, so he had to leave. So me and the other guy called Michael, we were just building decks, playing with them. Second day, building new decks or refining the decks, trading a bit of our cards with each other,
Mm-hmm.
and just grinded it for a while. How about you?
Nice. Pretty much the same thing, but I just did that on Friday night. So I
Yeah.
had a couple of the guys, three of the guys who are pre-release, Matthias, Stefan, and Mikkel, who won
Yeah.
our pre-release as well. So, and they, he already had a good idea of what he wanted to build. Whereas the rest of us, we weren't really sure. I think Matthias had a good idea, and I was just going to let the cards talk. It would have been. I was thinking if I can, expand my layer deck that I use for pre-release because I was quite pleased with how layer plays and I quite enjoy that style. Then, yeah, that would be also good. But it was more scared. Okay, let's see what the cards do. And so we were going to just open packs, build decks, and trade. Instead, we opened up our boxes. So me and two of us had 2 boxes each. Two of us had 1 box each. Then Mikkel turned up and he said, "Yeah, I couldn't wait and already opened my box already." So he bought most of his cards and no, he bought all of his cards that he opened and stuff. And so, but then the rest of us were like, well, let's do sealed. So he borrowed 6 packs from someone else just to play sealed with.
Oh,
And
yeah.
opened up, yeah. So we we played a couple of games of sealed, and then between games we were just opening packs, and then it just got to a point where we just want to open everything. I was going to leave 1 box for like later, and I opened up the first box thinking I want to open more.
Yeah,
and so I opened more, and so just to see what I got and some of the fun stuff there. So yeah, yeah. Did you open anything good?
Yeah, nothing like mega valuable, like any showcase or like hyperspace foil, the legendary stuff. But I was lucky enough to pull 3 Vaders.
Wow.
Normal Vader though.
Still, that's like €150 now.
Yeah.
Because that hit €50 on the card market today.
Around there.
Yeah.
If it grows, it's the more it's gonna grow, the better the pull it's gonna be, of course.
Yeah.
But mostly it was nice because I knew I wanted to play like with Iden green or Boba green. So I knew I wanted 3 Vaders. So now I don't have to trade or buy pay shipping and risk it getting lost in mail and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's my best pull, I think. 3 normal Vaders and 1 Boba normal. That's
cool.
How about you? What's your best pulls?
I did okay. I pulled a Millennium Falcon, but I actually traded that away because Matthias, who I was playing with, he really wanted to. He was building a Boba Fett, and he was like 2 cards away from finishing it. One of them was Millennium Falcon. And I was thinking, well, actually, I was able to kind of go for 2 or 3 near complete decks. So I was like, okay. It can't go up that much in cost that soon.
Yeah, I don't think so. It will be.
It's at €8 currently, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on it. Kind of considering to buy a couple of my own. So that was one. I got a Luke Skywalker, which is a good one now.
I think that's someone that's gonna grow because the card is great. It's just not in a big time meta deck at the moment.
Yeah, I just need to remind myself with my folder here as well. I got an Avenger, which was quite fun, and I got an Aggression, a Cunning, and a Command. But I traded away the Command for some cards for my Thrawn deck.
Ah, nice.
So I do have a complete Thrawn deck of some kind, which is really nice, and I did some more trading. And so I was like, well, okay, 1 green Cunning, okay, but that's going up in price now as well.
Yeah.
So not Cunning, a Command.
I think Command is an amazing card. I think Command, Cunning, and Aggression, they will increase with next set.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that could be good. I haven't gone for a double 1 color yet, but yeah, it's that's kind of what I got in terms of my legendaries. But then I pulled some fun. I got all the leaders apart from an Andor, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the lead. So half the leaders that I actually have in borderless in hyperspace leaders.
Ah, nice. Yeah.
So kind of I'm kind of, if I get all the bases and all the leaders in hyperspace, then that's actually cool. a collection.
I actually didn't get a single Tarkin Town or a conversion lab. Not a single.
No, me neither. I had to buy
3 boxes.
I had to buy my conversion lab.
Yeah.
I did get a security complex. Did I get double security? No, it's just 1 security. Oh, I did get double security complex. Okay. Nice. Yeah, cool. People, thought I had a complex. Turns out I do. But then I got some really nice, like the Forces with me, borderless, like some really, really incredible, like just hyperspace foils and non-foils came out there.
Yeah, some of them are really nice, even though they aren't like
is even
worth
though the
too
car,
much.
yeah, exactly. Even though the car's not that good as well, but overall, I got like 3 Yodas, kind of play sets of a lot of kind of some of the key cards.
Yeah.
So I was kind of going through. I got a Han Solo, at least one Han Solo, etc. etc. So yeah, a lot of good, really fun cards. A couple of Fett's fire sprays.
I should have checked with you before I bought
Ah,
my fire sprays.
yeah, I'm not selling.
Fair enough.
Not yet.
Then it was worth. Not worth.
Yeah, I want to have
Worth
fun. I
waiting.
want to play around with the Boba deck,
Yeah.
but I did buy a Boba secondhand for €27 yesterday, and
Yeah.
it's now at what 40.
Yep.
I might just resell it.
It was. I was about to buy for 23, and I was like, and then. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not happy right now.
Yeah, yeah. So card prices are rising. Yeah, that's got to be good for the game, right?
Yeah, it should be. It should be.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't get like creepy
Overpriced.
high.
Yeah. No.
But I think because, for example, for me, I pulled 3 Vaders. I felt super lucky, but then Vader dropped to like $35 for a while.
Yeah.
Or €35.
Yeah.
We're a European podcast. Let's not speak in dollars. So when that happened, basically my 3 Vaders became worth basically $1, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that felt kind of like meh to me, you know.
Yeah.
But a slight increase, that's gonna be nice, I think. And I think it won't be too much. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
But
Vader will hit 70.
But if you like buy, if you're in it for the collection and you're in it for I guess selling on cards and stuff like that, having some kind of okay, if you're buying a box, then you should feel like you're breaking even with some of the cards.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. But then we don't want it to kind of go flesh and blood crazy, or even the older Magic card crazy, where people because I really like the fact that people can feel that they can buy into the game.
Yeah, I want it to be like, if I go to a tournament, I do not want me to win it because I paid
exactly
€2,000.
We don't want it to be a pay to win. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, Vader is a strong card. Don't get me wrong, it's a very strong card.
So it makes sense. It's also cool that Vader, like as the character, the coolest character ever made, probably in any cinema. Just in coolness. So it's good that he is expensive. That he is the one that is expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Not like,
and then Boba Fett coming up in second place because he's about 35 euros now.
Yeah. I think it's good, and I think it's healthy. Some people were actually getting a bit worried when I was talking with them about the game because it was so cheap. Like, is no one interested? That sort of stuff.
Yeah,
but
I was looking over the weekend, but like prices have to stabilize. Like K2SO is at €4 now, for example. But and that's steadily rising.
I think
I traded away one of my K2SOs, which was a bit unfortunate, but I got some good cards instead. But
K2SO. Yeah, I think I bought one in a bigger order from someone. I needed to fill out some cards, like you always need to in these games.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just getting the few complete decks is the good thing, right?
Yeah. So you get some diversity when you play, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm even starting to work on my 4th because I did buy a showcase.
You bought a showcase?
Yeah.
Wow. Which showcase?
Thrawn.
Wow.
I know you hinted about Thrawn. I wanted to mention it then, but I knew we was going to come to this segment. So,
very nice.
I found Thrawn for like, what was it, €120.
A Thrawn showcase for €120?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I feel like Thrawn should be a good leader,
Yeah.
But maybe the set doesn't really set up for him, right? It's not set up yet.
Yeah.
All the cards, maybe.
I mean, that's the thing. It's a good leader. It can be powerful, but because Sabine is such a quick deck, it's aggressive, but it's also not only aggressive, but it's fast.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have time to set up to be able to
completely deal with her. Yeah.
completely deal with everything they're doing. At the same time, with Thrawn, you're getting knowledge that no other hero is getting.
Yeah.
So you always get the knowledge of what their card is. Yes, you have the ability to exhaust their creatures from up to like 2 different costs, but you also have the information of what you're picking up next,
Yeah.
and what your opponent's picking up next, and so you can plan ahead a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
As well.
He's the
So I
ultimate
think,
control
yeah.
guy.
So I think you can be really. It can be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you planned out your Thrawn deck that you're building, or
I
you
think
just want to build it? So you've bought the
I
hero.
want to build him, and I think I'm also planning a little bit ahead. I
Yeah.
think that he has a good chance of being powerful in set 2. You know,
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
he's like, as you say, a little bit under the cuff. If someone finds
Yeah.
the right build, maybe he can strike there. Because it feels like Thrawn would like to play double yellow, but double yellow and black doesn't have enough card pool, good
Not
card
them. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
support it.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel Cunning is a really good card. Bodhi is a really good card as well.
Yeah.
But so
Yeah.
I am going to build a Thrawn deck, but it's going to be more my for fun deck.
Okay. Ongoing project.
Yeah,
Or like with an
and
ongoing
maybe
project
for the next,
thing.
not like it could be
Yeah.
as good as it could be competitive. But
Yeah.
one thing I've noticed, because I played some games here under my pre-release with two decks that didn't go, as fast as Sabine.
No.
Because
No.
some games can take a lot of time, and we were not even like heavily controlled decks.
No.
So I worry a bit for going competitive with a Thrawn deck if I'm gonna be able to make a best of 3 in the 55 minutes.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
But I still bought the showcase because I think it's really cool. I think it's gonna go up in value, and I'm planning to play Thrawn. So
yeah. Is it 120 euros you paid?
Yeah.
Right? Cool. I'll offer. Can I make an offer? 110.
Yeah, almost. Maybe after I've used it a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Bend the corner. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Spill some ketchup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do you want it for 110? No, 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, Thrawn, like the Thrawn that I built, actually, there's some really there are some strong cards already with it. Like, for example, Change of Heart, which is one of the legendaries.
Yeah.
I've got a play set of those, which is really cool. So I've traded up for them as well. So kind of taking control of the other leaders, a bit like Traitorous.
Yeah.
Taking control of other stuff as well. I did not put Traitorous in this deck. I pretty should put the Traitorous in this deck, because that would be a really good card there.
So which colors are you using? If you use
green, yellow, and green. So I've gone yellow, black, and green.
Yellow, black, and green. Yeah.
But also you have Ruck, which is the green, and it's Thrawn's assassin.
Yeah.
So I thought, so that's why I went for green. That's why I started to go for green, and I kind of took someone else's another deck as a basis for this, and added some Change of Hearts and took out some other events, etc., etc. But like Ruck is a really good strong turner, because it's basically, I don't know, those of you who play Keyforge, is poison, which is like you do any amount of damage and they die.
Oh yeah.
So
in Game of Thrones, when I played, it was called Deadly or something.
Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah. So you can like kill the Vader. You can kill the Boba Fett. You can know the
any non-leader basically.
Yeah. Basically.
Because it's non-leader, right?
Yeah, it's a non-leader. Yeah, exactly. So defeating the 79th Legion, which can be overpowered.
Yeah, exactly. Really I did that on TTS yesterday. It's pretty nice. It was like a 12-12, and I still had the ECL lab. I just ran out and lost a shield.
Yeah, I mean that's it. And I'm running the ECL lab in this as well. And so I actually played against. I lost 2-1 in a best of 3 to Mikkel. Yesterday, and he there was a game where basically he managed to get one of the Seventh Sisters out because he was playing Inquisitor, and I used the conversion lab on Ruck and just bam, came in, ambush, he dies, and he's just like, yeah, I'm not going to win this because I could already
Yeah, the
build
lab
up
is
a
so
board
OP.
state. It is so
With
OP.
some
Oh,
units, it's so
wow.
OP. Yeah,
Yeah.
first
Um,
errata of the game.
and Rock's only a 5 power as well, so it's
Yeah,
not like you have to wait to get to with the 6 stuff. He's only 5 power. Like
yeah,
you can bring him out, and if you can get Sentinel and protect him, you can clear the board. You don't even need your vigilance and your takedowns,
no,
etc.,
yeah,
because you can gain if you can gain a board presence. Thorn could be really powerful.
yeah,
And there, so green's actually been really, really good for that. But again, it's slow against aggression.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I play. I'm thrown with blue. I think they have slightly more control options.
Yep. Okay.
And I'm going when I'm playing it. When I'm gonna play it, when I have my cards,
Yeah.
I will try to use a 30 HP base
Yeah.
to slow down because I feel like that
Yeah.
just against Sabine and stuff and Boba, if you can outscale them, you don't need the power of the battlefield.
True.
Especially blue, which I'm gonna
Yeah, I mean, if
one
you're not going green, you can't afford to not go for 30 base.
yeah
30 health base.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you do green, you have to do
Yeah,
the base.
exactly. Yeah,
That's why you go green, basically.
Yeah, in this deck though, this is turning into a bit of a tech deck, but yeah, whatever. Like Colonel Uteran is actually a pretty strong card.
It's a really good card, yeah.
It's a really good card, and the deck I've got is actually mostly green. So I've just gone a lot of green.
Yeah.
And so like you can heal back up some of.
That's your way of dealing with the aggro, trying to deal, right?
That's try to deal with the aggro. However, still like stacking up the raid in Sabine.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
You get the freaking the snipers or whatever they're called, the partisan.
Yeah, or fleet
riflemen.
Oh
yeah, like they start off at like 2 power, 1 power or something, and they're hitting for 9 or 10.
Yeah,
when you stack the raids, it's like, okay, yeah, I should have dealt with that.
yeah, exactly. You should have dealt with that. Yeah.
Which I do every single game. Oh, should have dealt with that. Should have dealt with that. Should have dealt with that. But another card that is good before we move on is the Emperor's Royal Guard in this. Because I mean, Thorns, he's an official, and there's a lot of officials in this deck that it doesn't matter that you haven't got Palpatine.
Yeah.
To give it to make it for a 3/4, kind of just give and the additional Sentinel, a 3/4 Sentinel.
Yeah, it's strong.
Yeah, really, really strong. So that actually really, really helped in that as well. So I'm kind of quite happy with this green Thrawn just for now, and to kind of build out with it as well. So I might stick with that one. Because every deck's got to have green in, right?
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, I think. Yeah, my Thrawn deck that I'm gonna build Tinker with is gonna be without green, but otherwise my other 3 decks that I built is green. It's very, very surprising. It's Sabine, Boba, and Iden I'm building. Very, very surprising.
Sabine, Ida, and
Boba.
Yeah. So the 3 strong ones.
Yeah, that's what they say.
The 3 strongest ones.
Yeah. Three or four. I think
people just like to win. It's fine. I don't like to win, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. No. But there is like a 4th sleeper deck that people are not talking about as much, but it's also green, but it doesn't use the lab. It's Han Solo.
The Han Solo, exactly. That could also be another really good. So with that was one that you started to build. What did you build over the weekend?
So since I built the 3 Vaders, I built and 1 Boba. So I built a not complete Boba deck quite quick. I think I only miss 2 Bobas now. That's the only thing, and the lab, of course. So I started with a Boba and then a very incomplete item Versio because I didn't pull any Avenger.
I got 1 Avenger.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I think I'm gonna sell that. I think because
that's nice. So it's so but what became fair was that Michael, the one I was playing with, he drew the lab, right? So
Yep.
he could play decks with the lab, and I had to play like Boba and Iden with the 30 HP base. um, but so it was still fun and competitive. But yeah, I started building them, and I did the experiments when we played like 3 different sealed
Yep.
things. So I got my experimentation there. Played some Sabine, but didn't want to. That was a big. Yeah, unless you're practicing for a tournament.
Yeah. But are you finding Sabine boring already? Because she
No,
wins so
not
easy.
boring, but I feel like smashing like because that's the deck that's going to be the most complete because it doesn't require any
Yeah.
legendaries.
Yeah. Yeah.
To a guy that like misses like a couple of legendaries, like just go
Yeah.
smashing that. Not too fun yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not that rewarding, you know.
No. No. Of course not. Of course not. No. No.
But I'm not bored.
No.
I like deck
No.
that wins a lot of matchups. Then I'm having fun.
Yeah. Yeah. When you can smack your opponent around the face for
Yes,
tenner.
and I like when it goes fast, and then we can play
Yeah.
again. You know,
Yeah.
I can win
That's
again.
cool. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. So they're the ones that you started to build already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then prepping for Thrawn. I wanted to also like play Han Solo a little bit, but
Yeah.
both my friends that I'm playing with are going to they tend to want to play a little bit hero side. So I was like, I'm
Yeah.
giving up that one. I think that's one of the most
Yeah.
fun decks.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe the
Yeah.
most fun deck. So
Yeah.
a little bit ashamed, but
Yeah.
what do you know?
I did that with Inquisitor really because 2 people that on Wednesday night on Friday night were playing. We're going to go with Inquisitor, and then last night there were a couple of cards that he had that I wanted. One of them had, and he only had like 1 7th sister and 1 5th brother,
Yeah.
and so I was like, okay, let's just trade them away, and you know, who knows? I've got another box coming, and we're playing drafts and seals, so who knows what I open.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe you open it back
as well. Yeah, exactly. So it's early days as well. But the other decks that I did do because I only had Friday night to kind of trade and play before obviously last night when I did get more playing. So I put together the Thrawn. I put together a Hera Syndulla.
I like
which
Hera.
was which is really good. But I didn't realize that people going all green Hera was the thing to do. But you know, she's green, so you know why wouldn't you go all green?
Yeah.
Because obviously you've got all the everything. You've got the specters. You've got all the other colors there anyway. But I actually went for a blue for Vigilant as well to kind of give a bit more boosts with the all the upgrades that you can play there. And it's doing okay. Again, I've lost to Sabine, got smacked around the face by Matthias to Sabine a few times.
Not that surprising.
After the first time, I was like, oh, I have no Sentinel here. That's really stupid.
Yeah.
So I put a bit more Sentinel in, etc., etc. And then a couple of games, like the nice thing when going with actually not going double green Hera is that you can protect the unit Sabine
a little bit better,
a little bit better because you have more colors in, and then so what I've been doing is really boosting Sabine.
Because you have multiple
and then
colors,
boosted from other things. It's sticking a few experience tokens on her and stuff, and then she was hitting for like 7 or 8 last night.
Cool.
Which is cool. And then she's protected not by a Sentinel, but by
just
having a
power.
board.
Yeah, pure power.
Just by not even the power, but just by having a board with other aspects because it's the other aspects.
Yeah, you mean that? Yeah. You need to kill the others. They became
yeah, exactly. So I had I had a boosted chopper out. I gave Luke's Jedi lightsabers chopper. Which was quite fun.
Yeah, I could see that happen in the Rebel series.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, he's a terrorist in some ways, really, isn't
he? Yeah.
So, and then you know, I've got all the other colors out there that you need. Then the it was a really odd situation though because someone played I Am Your Father in their Boba Fett deck, and you had Boba Fett saying "I am your father" till Chopper.
Yeah.
I kind of expected more from R2D2, but
yeah, can't have everything, right?
No, you can't have everything. But that was a kind of a funny situation. But that's what I'm enjoying about this game. Like you have like Inquisitor playing Baze Malbus, like all this other weird stuff where oh wow, this guy's turned to the dark side.
And sometimes it's very thematic, and sometimes it's a little bit over. But
you can just make it your own.
You have
story,
to imagine it instead.
Yeah, exactly. So the hero I'm going to be working on, and I might stick with blue for a little bit before kind of exploring other avenues. And then the last one is I built out my layer.
Yeah.
I've got 3 home ones.
So you're going like a more late game style Hera. Leia, sorry.
Leia, yeah. Like she can hit big because she's got all the stuff, but I've actually got a couple of wedges in there. Was it Wedge? Yeah. What's his name? So Leia with the vehicle stuff.
Yeah.
Because I've got the Guerra pod, the...
Oh, yeah. The one that stands up with 15 HP and stuff,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I've got that coming in and some other stuff. I haven't played that myself. Last night when I played with my game group, I built these 3 decks. We came along and I just lent them out to people so that they can have a taste of the game and stuff.
The new guys,
Yeah, exactly. And so I actually lost to my Leia deck playing with Thrawn. So someone else played it.
Good for your Leia deck.
Yeah, but someone else played it and they were really enjoying the stacking the raid. It's almost completely rebel. Almost everything apart from a black one is rebel. So I've just gone full rebel Leia. With a few vehicles there as well, just to explore, because that's what I'm enjoying about this is actually just exploring the stuff. I'm not watching many tech decks. I'm just, exploring that game myself.
That's nice. That's what you're supposed to do in the beginning, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because
we live in Sweden. There is no major tournament coming up right now that I know of yet.
Is there a major tournament coming up even in America?
No, but I think it's more like cash tournaments there, or box tournaments and stuff. I think. Hopefully, we will get some here in Sweden.
That would be really good.
But I'm looking forward for some kind of those tournaments that it's worth going because I don't live nearby the cities. So the investment on travel is going to be slightly more, at least.
Because I think one thing I'm struggling with seeing is people saying, "Oh no, you should definitely play Green Boba, or you should definitely play a Sabine with this, and you have to play this, otherwise there's no point in playing." And I say, well, I don't want the game to be figured out yet. I don't want the game to be solved yet.
And if you can find something that there is still quote bad decks or non-meta decks that have good matchups against these ones. So if you can figure out which one of the top decks that are going to be most there, you can come with a weird counter that people doesn't even know how to play against because
exactly. Just an all Sentinel deck. To go up against Sabine because
or for me, like I had never seen the Han Solo deck before, the one with the U-wing thing, and I was playing Sabine and I was like, this is unbeatable. Like now I think that's a top 4 deck. Before I didn't know it existed.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So you're building a Han. No, you're building a Boba.
Yeah.
You're giving up Han, you're building a Boba, and you're also doing a long-term project with Thrawn.
Yeah.
To build him up as that. Okay, cool. Nice. My long-term project is Chewbacca.
I know you've talked about the Chewbacca.
It's going to be a yellow Chewbacca.
Yellow Chewbacca.
Now, my theory here, because Chewbacca, I mean, people are playing green Chewbacca, right?
I don't know what people play Chewbacca. I don't play him too much. I've only played him in pre-releases.
Yeah, but I'm going for yellow because I kind of feel that if you can just disrupt, hold off, do all this shenanigans until you can get him out.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you should be able to get him out earlier playing resupply, etc., etc.
If you play green,
If you play green, just to ramp up your resources. But with yellow, I feel like there's a lot untapped. You've got Millennium Falcon, you've got Chewie in charge of Han, Lando getting rid of other people's resources, or you basically archiving your resources.
Yeah.
It's the first time I saw Lando Calrissian, I didn't think about okay, you're making your opponent take up resources. I'm thinking, oh, I can put a really high cost card
Yeah.
in as a resource and then pull it up later on
Oh yeah, that's
using
true.
Lando
Yeah.
Calrissian,
Yeah.
because you can look at your own resources behind
Exactly.
your thing. So you can pick, if you can put up to 2 resources, it's just like archiving a really strong card for later in the game, knowing that at some point I'm going to be able to play Lando Calrissian
Yeah.
and pull that back up. That's the way I'm thinking here, to kind of go, okay, how can I manipulate my deck and with the cards I have just to give me some of that late game goodness.
Exactly. Yeah.
And just focus on getting Chewbacca out and protecting him.
Yeah. That
That's
could work,
that's my thinking around this. I'm going to patent this idea.
yeah. Yeah.
So if anyone tries to do a yellow Chewbacca, you heard it here on the Nordic Takedown first.
Yeah. If that becomes meta, it's all Jason.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'd be the first time I've ever come up with something, invented something like this myself. So I'm
It's really hard to invent the decks, actually.
I know. Yeah, exactly. So it's the first thing that I'm properly going from scratch with a focus on doing something.
Yeah,
that's
particular. Nice. That's nice.
So that's gonna be my ongoing project. I'm gonna update this as we go. I need to buy in
some stuff.
Cards.
Yeah.
I need to Millennium Falcon. So if anyone wants to sell me some cheap Millennium Falcons, it's just a piece of junk, really. So
yeah, there's nothing to have. Yeah,
it should be cheap. I'm open for trades, whatever. Yeah, so that's my ongoing project, I think, in this game. Yeah.
So
cool.
Should we talk a little bit about what's been very meta to make videos about? I've made it myself a little bit. Video about
you did a video.
Prices.
I Am So Humble on YouTube. Find it. Adam did a great video on something today. Best decks for what budget in SWU.
Yeah.
Where you kind of went through kind of a little bit what you've been talking about now. Like if you don't, not wanting to spend a huge amount of money, you can go down this route.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
you want to just explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I can do a little bit of a spiel or rant or whatever. Like first I want to point out, which I do in the video as well. Like the game is not expensive for a TCG or CCG. It's increasing in price now, so maybe it becomes. But for a short period, it was not that expensive. So if you had like a okay budget for a card game, then you could get like anything you basically wanted, right? But from a competitive standpoint, if you want like the cheapest decks, you should just play Sabine. Like there is no legendaries. It's K2SO that increases a little bit in price, but like as you said, what was it, €4?
I've actually got it up now. His cheapest is 350, but then it goes up to 6.
Yeah. So if you had bought like 1 or 2 boxes or something, you would have most of it for him. It would not cost much to do that. Obviously, if you're not an aggro player, other decks are a little bit like more pricier because you need to find those cards. But hero side is a little bit cheaper. So I was talking a little bit about like if you go for a Han Solo deck, for example, Home 1 is a really cheap card right now. I think it's below €10. And Falcon, as you said, not that expensive either. No. It's really the only expensive card for that deck. So you will get off pretty cheap. Then you're also halfway to a Luke deck because then you want Luke and Han. Luke and Home 1. So it's pretty cheap to get like 3 decks if you go for those legendaries. Then you basically have like Luke, Han Solo, and Sabine deck. So you go pure hero. Otherwise, you just have to pick a spot from what you pulled, I guess, and take the easiest route. Iden is probably a little bit cheaper than Boba. right now,
Yep.
for example, since Boba is rising in price. But most of the villain decks requires you to play Vader or Boba Fett because they are so they are the most OP cards or the like OP units
Yeah,
for the price.
because their effect can really swing the game.
Yeah,
which is why they're very good and they're popular.
Yeah, like Boba Fett is like a stat hero. He costs 3, income 3/5.
Yeah,
and you have to play around his ability. And Vader
yes.
is pretty disgusting too. So if you want to play villain, if you want to play some mid-range control that side, you will have to pay a little bit more. So if you want to be on the cheap end, I would recommend you to go on hero side.
Yeah.
And if you want to plan for the future, I think vigilance, aggression, command, and cunning. I think they are slightly underpriced.
Yeah.
And you can, if you prepare a little bit now, and once I've seen them for like €4. Some of the cards, those.
Command. I mean, we're talking about non-foil base card.
Yeah, obviously.
Command is going for €6 now.
Yeah,
which is just crazy cheap.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy cheap. I would not be surprised if the card at some point would be like almost 20.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
the card is amazing.
Yeah, cunning's at 640.
Yeah.
Aggression is at 3.
Yeah, like, and vigilance, it should be even cheaper because I think it's the worst of the 4.
450.
Yeah, 450.
Yeah.
So any deck basically where you can avoid Vader and Boba.
Yeah.
Then you will get yourself the cheaper deal of the bargain.
Exactly. And like Chewbacca, just flying Chewbacca's flag there as well.
Meta Chewbacca,
meta Chewbacca. Even actually going and I'm going to, like, this is my case for my yellow Chewbacca here, right? Millennium Falcon is a 3 cost, which means, and he can come back into hand every turn.
Yeah.
Which means every turn you can bring Millennium Falcon out of Sentinel.
Yeah. There we go.
You can bring the same Millennium Falcon back in, back out, goes, hides away.
Always space you need it.
Yeah, and it always comes out. Millennium Falcon is always on the scene exactly when you need it. The flavor's there. It's in. I mean, it's perfect. It's your perfect Star Wars saga.
Yeah. Chewie is the main saga. It's not Anakin.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all about Chewie.
Yeah.
So basically that's not actually, it's not that complicated with operating on a budget in this game, which is actually very nice.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. Especially getting into the game, and because I mean, I said about last episode, like, big thing for me is that finding a game where more people can play the game.
Yeah.
Like I did, like the amount, like Flesh and Blood. If we take that as an example, I enjoy the game. I really like the game.
Yeah, me too.
I've introduced the game to people that, this is really good. This is really good. And then it's kind of, so how much is a deck? And it's actually, if you want something competitive, you probably need to spend about €400 on your staple cards.
Yeah.
And then the other cards are really cheap. And they're just not interested because you don't want to get your feet in the pool.
Yeah.
If you know you're going to get a bill at the end of your swimming session, if we're going to take that analogy further than it probably should have done.
I was almost losing you there.
But exactly. Yeah. But I kind of
almost drowning. That was what I was going to say.
That almost drowning, but the waves just brought me right back up there. Yeah. Oh man, 2 episodes in, you already sick of this.
Like for.
But the money is it is an important factor of people even wanting to try the game.
Yeah.
If they know it's too expensive, they can't afford it, then they won't even to pick it up.
Yeah, like if it's too expensive, people don't even want to try. If you like some people, when I've said like that, kind of was a little bit burned on FFG. Like the most expensive card, non-foil and stuff, is like at the time was Vader for 45. They were like, what?
Yep.
And that made them more interested to try it.
Yep. He's gone back down to 45 now.
See. Yep. I'm losing money while we're speaking. That's
wait till tomorrow, be at 60.
Yeah, hopefully. So so that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of all there is to say about the price aspect.
Yeah,
Just except good job of FEG, right? They said it was going to be an accessible card game. I think so far
yeah.
they have actually nailed it.
They FFG have delivered on so many levels here.
Yeah.
Like it's incredible, like how far FFG have delivered on this game.
Yep.
In like, and like we haven't even seen weekly play yet.
No. No. Yeah.
But even those people already picked up some of the weekly play kits,
Yeah. I think.
and
Yeah.
some of the new art, the alternate arts and stuff like that. They're kind of pulling out and sharing. Is just like, okay, I so badly want to play more weekly play.
Yep.
My personal situation means I can only go once a month, but that's just scheduling at the moment.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I have to swallow that pill.
Sometimes you're unlucky.
Sometimes I'm unlucky, but I'm still going to be playing lots. But like, there is so many reasons to want to go down and play weekly.
So many.
So many reasons. And if you're in the catchment area of Kuvda in Sweden, Manatorsk has weekly play on Wednesday nights at 6:00. Little quick plug in there.
Yeah, a little bit plug in for
the
exactly. Favorite story.
And there's weekly, our favorite kind of friendly local neighborhood game shop. But yeah, like, there's going to be weekly players going to be popping up in Malmö or Lund, Stockholm as well.
Yeah.
I think they're looking at Alpha Spiel for that as well. Alpha Spiel should also be doing singles. Manatorsk have already started doing singles.
Yep.
They've already started selling singles, and so they are, and their prices are a little bit over the card market. Standard price.
To feed some people.
But I mean, card shops need to do that, but then you don't need to pay taxes coming in. So what you save on shipping, goes to the game shop and to support the game. So I think it's quite good to do that.
That's pretty good.
Buy from them. And the more you buy, the more boxes that they'll feel like they can open and sell on as well. So yeah, buy from Manatorsk. They're awesome. So yeah, let's stick a pin in the budget side. We'll be keeping an eye on this, I think.
For sure, yeah.
Because I think it is an important part of the game.
Definitely.
But talking about regular play,
yes.
You started a league.
Yeah, I'm apologizing for non-Swedish listeners right now, but since we're kind of running the Swedish Discord as well. Here in the best part of the Nordic.
I mean, you're running it. I'm just bringing emojis.
Yeah, but emojis are a big part of Discord Live.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You're like the fun dad, and I'm like the controlling mom. Nobody likes the mom. It's the fun dad that gets all the cred.
Oh wow! 2 episodes in, and we already have a really weird kind of unconventional marriage here.
yeah, very unconventional. It's actually not that unconventional in Sweden.
No, exactly right.
It's more unconventional to assign us mom and dad role. Which I have no problem with. I just have
exactly, yeah. I mean, it's fine. I've got more hair than you. Like,
yeah.
Maybe I should be the mum.
Maybe you should be. Yeah, maybe.
Well, we even having this conversation.
I'm not sure. You're lingering it. I think you enjoy it.
Keep talking. I'll stop talking.
Yeah. So we have started a Swedish league for the first season here. We're gonna try to have like some seasonal play on TTS, basically. We started this Monday. There is like been one game played so far, but basically everyone gets to play. It's gonna be like right now it's gonna be 4 rounds of Swiss, and then it's gonna be a top 8 cut, which gonna be really nice to bring some more competition to our country, because it's a small country. There's going to be like less possible avenues to compete compared to like the bigger countries like Germany or England.
And players are going to be spread out.
Yeah, that's just how it's going to be. And for people like me that doesn't live in a city with a local store, which is quite common in Sweden, I think that's going to be nice. We have a small prize pot this time. It's going to be coming from myself because I just like so I'm gonna go minus there as well. But right now it's gonna be, I think I haven't announced it yet, but it's probably gonna be like Mace Windu for the winner, and Black One for the second place. Maybe some foils, like commons or rares as well. But it's also a free league, so nobody's paying for this.
Yeah. Cool.
So,
but how are people playing? Is all on TTS? Right?
All on TTS at the moment. Yeah. I think if there is two persons that live in like their own city, if they want to duke it out in real life, go ahead.
I mean, anyone in Quiver that signs up, I'll play them in real life anyway.
Yeah, for sure. That's not a rule.
Because we can. Yeah. But you don't need to have the cards to play. You can just take a deck. Build a deck. I think
it's a good opportunity to like even play decks that you're uncertain if you want to buy. Pick up like I'm not quite sure if I need 3 Avenger, for example. I'll play it with 3 Avenger and then no, I sell it for 2. Or the third is really important. Let's bring that one in. Just call the captain and pay him the money.
Yeah, and by then it should have doubled the price. So
yeah. Because you're making the dollars, the fun dad.
I have to somehow.
But so that's going to be real fun. I hope that we can just have that as a continually thing here in Sweden, and and maybe like if our Patreon grows and stuff, we can support it as well a little bit.
We have to sort that out as well. It'd be good to just like the local people listening, like if people would be interested to support in Patreon, let us know. It's still early days. We're still, a couple of episodes in. We'll see what happens. But if people feel like it's a good idea and they'd want to support this, we can set this up.
Yeah, and we're like on the what would you say? We're definitely a couple of episodes in. That's on the mark. Number 2.
Quite literally,
So, and did we have some questions?
Yeah, we did. I put it in the Discord, in the Star Wars Limited Sweden Discord one there. I said, quick 5-minute questions. Someone wanted me to go through the aspects within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a challenge. Should we take the challenge? Give me 5 minutes, maybe even just 1 or 2 minutes, really.
Yeah. What was exactly the question? Was it favorite?
To maybe talk about the aspects. What do they represent, and favorite cards in each?
Right.
So favorite cards in each. So I think red, aggression, bang, bang, bang. Keep hitting.
Exactly. Yeah.
There isn't so much control. There isn't so much anything else apart from, finding ways to hit for for stronger than you should actually do.
Yeah, that's the main goal of the.
Yeah, exactly. Command green. How would you?
Command is it's maybe the most versatile. That and yellow and cunning. They have both strong mid-game cards, and you have the literally the command card. That is built for a little bit more of a scaling and late game stuff. But you have like the marine, for example.
I mean, could you kind of say with command, like you want to control the game? You want to call the shots in the game.
I think both.
You want to say what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, cunning for me is more disruption.
Fair enough.
You're trying to stop the opponent doing their plan.
Okay, I'll buy that.
More than you trying to control it. You're just trying. It's more reacting. You're reacting to what the opponent is doing. I see you're doing this. Okay, I can stop you. Putting cards back into your hands, exhausting your units, making you take up your resources, etc. I'm trying to stop what you're doing because my secondary color is gonna control. So yellow green.
Yeah,
I'm stopping you're doing, and then I'm doing my own plan.
Yeah,
could that be a good way to?
I think that's a fair way to describe it in this early. Most of these things are going to. They're going to go into each other.
Of course. I mean, of course they are. But to start off with,
For sure.
But then vigilance. Vigilance is more
passive. I think it's more like they want it to be the upgrade thing, right?
Yeah,
Buffing
yeah.
your units, like putting lightsabers.
Yeah, strong, defensive, lots of sentinel,
Yeah.
lots of like,
I think it's like a defense mid-range. That's what they want it to be a little bit like.
Yeah.
At least on the hero side of it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there is some control in there, especially like
with
the board,
taking them.
board. Not so much of the. I think command is more controlling the game.
Yeah.
Um,
Vigilance
but
can control the board.
Vigilance is controlling the board. You are removing, you have spot removal that we say in Keyforge. It's like, one card and I defeat all your units. One card and I just take your unit away.
So it's kind of control-y as well. Like you can go that part as well.
Yeah. It's control-y, but it's very direct.
Yeah, and it's more control-y if you go together with villainy, because you get power of the dark side and super laser blast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So green and blue, they kind of go in there, but then green is more control via your units.
Yeah, agreed.
Whereas blue has more upgrading and as well. Yeah, it's green and blue. I'm finding difficult to really pin, but I feel like that's kind of what they're trying to do.
I feel like they're using 6 aspects to make it's a bit harder to play Kanan together with Darth Vader.
Sure, yeah. Okay, 30 seconds to go. Favorite red card?
Favorite red card? Probably, I enjoy Sabine.
Yeah, I'd say Sabine Wren. Like, she's really, really strong. You can protect her without Sentinel, and you can then boost her buffer with Raid.
And I think she's very fun.
Yeah,
shout
a lot of fun.
U-wing,
Yeah.
What's it called?
Green. Favorite card? Green.
Favorite card? Can't. Oh, Darth Vader.
Ah, cool. Yeah.
He's funny.
My one is U-wing reinforcement.
Oh yeah,
such a sweet card. Love it.
Such a sweet card. Yeah.
I've got a borderless. Got a hyperspace version. It's so nice, so beautiful.
Yeah.
I think I've got down my hand. No, I don't. Then blue. Favorite blue.
Blue. Count Dooku.
Ooh,
I really like him. He's
cool.
both control, getting a shield. Like he's like a complete package for me. There is. Cool. I'm not saying he's the best, but I enjoy slamming Dooku. Is such a nice play. I like it.
Yep, sure. Yeah, for me, Super Laser Blast.
Yep, it's a good.
Behind the game, bam, reset,
wipe it,
smack everything. Because most of the time I'm behind anyway, and I've lost the board. So that's fine.
Why not say?
That's good. Yeah, and finally, Cunning Yellow.
Cunning
favorite
Yellow.
Card.
Maybe it's could be Waylay.
No, that's a good one. For me, No Good to Me Dead.
Yeah, I was actually penning between those two. They are both like tricky cards that destroys for the opponent. As you said, you play yellow to be disruptive and cruel to your opponent, making him have less fun when he plays the game. Yeah. Those two cards does that the best.
Yeah, definitely. So and I just love the flavor of No Good to Be Dead. Such a pain to play against, but it's so good. So perfect card. Awesome. Okay, that was 6 minutes. Sorry, we failed.
Close.
That's fine, but I think you got some good content out of it. Then we also had about the league, and we had underestimated leaders and builds. I've already said my yellow Chewie. Yeah, for me, that's an underestimated one. Really underestimated. I'm going to stick by it until I realize it's rubbish.
But yeah, I think underestimated leaders. Even though I've hyped it now, Han Solo deck is not considered a top 3 deck by most.
Not many talk about it. I think it's good, cool.
So I think that is a pretty good shout out. I think there is a guy, I think it's named Thork, that makes videos. He pulled out like a Vader green thing. The leader Vader. I think that deck could be like underestimated.
Yeah. There's a guy who pulled out a I can't remember which channel it was now, but a competitive Chirrut deck.
If that is a thing, that it is. Then it is
It's
underestimated.
it's a double blue, and it's using double blue white, and it's using a lot of the Luke starter deck. So C3PO, R2D2, Yoda.
Is it the
you
one
holding
that
off,
you
holding
want
off,
to
holding off, boosting,
upgrade,
boosting.
Yeah.
Yeah, boosting, and then just wearing them down over time as well. So that was interesting because it kind of, someone tagged me in the Discord because I think I said at some point I want to see a good Chirrut deck. Someone found it, so there we go.
And obviously, we think Thrawn is underestimated, but maybe it's not his time to shine yet.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah. No, I hope so because I really like the what can you do with the information you're getting that no other hero is getting, which I said about earlier in the podcast. So I think that could be really strong.
Completely agree.
Awesome. Well, I think that's like an hour of content.
Yeah.
Now,
even more for us because I had my malfunctions.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. And we're gonna do a fun thing next episode. I haven't told you about this, Adam.
That's cool. That's cool.
But we're gonna play an ongoing little game.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Called Chewy or Moose.
Chewy or Moose, yeah.
And the story behind this is I thought like the flavor of our podcast, the logo when we first release it is going to be a moose.
Yeah.
That's why we have the funny sound at the end of our intro and at the end of the podcast.
It's good for other ones to know. Yeah.
Exactly. And I put it there and I put a moose sound in there and you was like, oh, I really like that chewy sound.
That's nice.
Yeah. And so, but it's a moose.
Yeah.
Elk, whenever you want to go.
I caught that.
Yeah. So yeah, and I think it was but is it chewy? Is it a moose? Etc. Etc. I didn't even think that people think chewy. But from next episode, I'm going to find a sound.
Yep.
And you have to guess chewy or moose.
That sounds great. It's
going to be an ongoing fun little thing, and then if you can find some sounds, you can do that to me. We can have a little competition.
Yeah.
Little fun little thing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Awesome indeed. You're pointing a finger to me. Do you want me to end this?
Yeah, I was trying to do that so I didn't have to edit this.
Yeah.
Edit this out.
But I think this is good. You can keep this. But thanks everyone for listening to us for I think over an hour. And I'm gonna plug out Jason's channel. I think you are gonna make some content when you get time over from being a fun dad. And we're plugging for all Swedish listeners the Swedish Discord channel. You can hit me up. I'm so humble if you want a link to get into it. I'm not gonna spell out the link for you here. That would be idiotic. And see you next week.
See you next time.
May the force be with you.